Today's most significant international story comes from the United Nations General Assembly in New York, where French President Emmanuel Macron delivered one of the boldest speeches of his career. Looking far more relaxed than he has in recent months, Macron took to the podium, exchanged a quick joke with Denmark's Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen, and then launched into a 30-minute address that left the hall echoing with applause. His central message was clear and uncompromising. To do justice to the Palestinian people, the State of Palestine must be recognized. For Macron, this was more than just another speech. It was a dramatic statement of intent, an attempt to reposition France on the global stage as an independent and moral voice in international affairs. The moment carried echoes of 2003, when France's then Foreign Minister Dominique de Villepin delivered a landmark speech at the UN rejecting the US-led invasion of Iraq. That speech became symbolic of France's defiance of Washington. Macron's words this week seemed cut from the same cloth, reviving the Gaullist tradition of an independent French foreign policy. Now let's step back and analyze what this move really means, and what its ripple effects could be across Europe, the United States, the Middle East, and the broader international order. Macron's call for Palestinian statehood could energize debates within the European Union. Some member states, such as Spain, Ireland, and Belgium, have already taken steps toward recognizing Palestine. Others remain cautious, fearing backlash from Israel and the United States. France, however, is not just any European country, it is a permanent member of the UN Security Council and a nuclear power. When France speaks, the world listens. By pushing for recognition, Macron is signaling that Europe must not merely follow Washington's lead but chart its own course. Domestically, this move also helps Macron portray himself as a global statesman at a time when his popularity at home has been waning. By taking a bold stance abroad, he shifts attention away from his domestic struggles and positions himself as a leader willing to stand up for justice, even when it is politically risky. Here lies one of the biggest potential flashpoints with the United States. Washington has historically opposed unilateral recognition of Palestinian statehood, aligning itself closely with Israel. Successive American administrations, whether Republican or Democrat, have argued that statehood should come only through direct negotiations between Israelis and Palestinians, a process that has been stalled for decades. By stepping forward now, Macron risks creating a rift with Washington. This moment feels reminiscent of 2003, when Paris and Washington clashed over Iraq. Back then, France's defiance strained transatlantic relations, but also elevated France's standing among nations skeptical of U.S. power. Today, a similar scenario may play out. While Washington is unlikely to openly break with Paris, there could be quiet tension, diplomatic pushback, and perhaps even friction within NATO on issues that require close cooperation. In the Arab world, Macron's statement is likely to be welcomed, especially by countries such as Saudi Arabia, Jordan, and Egypt, all of which have long supported a two-state solution. France could strengthen its ties with these countries, enhancing its influence in the region, at a time when American credibility has been eroded by years of stalled peace processes. But on the other side, Israel's response will almost certainly be negative. The Israeli government has consistently rejected moves toward Palestinian recognition at the UN, arguing that they undermine direct negotiations and embolden militant groups. A public clash between Paris and Tel Aviv could be on the horizon. This could also affect France's Jewish community, one of the largest in Europe, adding a sensitive domestic dimension to the international fallout. Macron's push for Palestinian statehood re-injects energy into a debate that many had considered frozen. For decades, the two-state solution has been described as the only viable path to peace, yet it has remained a diplomatic slogan rather than a political reality. By raising it now, Macron is forcing the world to confront an uncomfortable truth. The status quo is unsustainable. This speech may also inspire other nations to follow suit. If France moves toward recognition, will Germany remain silent? Will Italy? What about smaller EU states that often align themselves with Paris on foreign policy? A domino effect is not impossible. And beyond Europe, countries in Africa, Latin America, and Asia could find themselves under pressure to declare where they stand. Macron's declaration at the UN was more than symbolic, it was strategic. It allows him to reclaim the mantle of French independence in foreign policy, to rally support within Europe, to court goodwill in the Arab world, and to revive a peace process that has been languishing for years. But it also comes with risks: strained relations with Washington, open confrontation with Israel, and new political challenges at home.